fans out here messing with this. I suspect there's a ground issue or a wire crimp somewhere or something. We took the intake off just because it's easier to get to the cam sensor and the oil pressure sensor plug, to take all that off and to take the ground wires off the back. But it was revving fine, then all of a sudden fan 2 quit working on the blue connector. The ground to the ECM started fluctuating, it started pulsating. So that's when the car started to act up. I don't know how much I trust this harness here. He got this off someone that was supposed to have been set up to run with this car, which it did, but I think there might be a short in here somewhere. Seriously, don't know what that went to. Anyway, we're going to trace it all down, take everything out of there we don't need, and look through all the wires and make sure there's no shorts or burnt wires or anything like that, because that fan just out of the blue quit working makes me think there's a ground issue somewhere on this. So, and the he took the intake off, and I don't know what gaskets he bought, but them gaskets are crap. He said they're brand new, but look at that. I stuck a straight edge over that, and it's lower than the than here. So there's no way that's sealing. Plus it's fuel soaked in every cylinder. I don't know. We'll get that fixed too though. Man, I'm making a video. What's the matter with you?
Over here.
I'm on break.
I know, pull that wire out for me.
Alright, I'm gonna help them get this out of here.
Alright, so here's this wire mess. I'm just gonna go down through here and take up all this plastic, all this wire loom off, and then Marshall's gonna go back through it, and like I said, we're gonna do away with the stuff we don't need. We're just gonna take it completely out, so figure out what the issues is. He thinks there's an issue here, but it just could have been the intake gases that he showed you. I don't know, but we're gonna do this too. I don't like how all this looks anyways. It's just kind of ugly, so we're gonna fix her all up brand new.
Alright, we're messing with the wiring harness. We're first going to remove everything we don't need. This one that goes in underneath the dash, we're not going to take them wires out. We're just going to ohm them from here to there. Make sure. Yep, that's it. So that's that one. Okay, Gray C. We'll double check. So, yep, Gracie. I got the pinouts pulled up for, this is the pinouts for the 98 that it needs to go to under the dash. And these are the pinouts for the 99 to 02 coming from the computer. So you want to line these up with the 98. So this is a 99 through 02 wiring harness with a 98 car. So you just find the pinouts here and line them up with what it says under the dash. So, because these will be a little bit different. They're not a lot different, but they're a little bit different. They're on my car, the video I did doing the wiring harness, they were a lot different. So I had to change just about every one of them. But mainly we're just going through there, the wiring harness, and we're taking everything off that we don't need. And
So I stick it down here and push the thing.
And yeah, taking everything off we don't need, and then we're going to go through all the grounds and ohm all the grounds out, ohm all the power wires out, and make sure there's no issues with any of those. Alright, dog wanting to play fetch as usual. Just throwing it. And we're making good progress. So I'm telling him what to remove, and he's removing it. I'm sitting over here at the computer. So what I've got pulled up is the pinouts for no, it's for a 2001. 99 to 02 is the same thing. And then I got the plug-ins for the 2000, which 99 to 02, same thing for the plug-ins on the fender and the ones underneath the dash. And then I got it pulled up for the 98 on the fender and under the dash. And then I got the pinouts for the 98 computer. And we've already found a few that if you had the body harness plugged in, it would have caused issues, because there was a 12 volt going to a 5 volt reference. But yeah, we found some that shouldn't be where they should have been. So we're going to go through and we're going to trace back after we take out the ones that we're not going to use, like the EVAP, the AIR, the rear O2s. He's going to take the front O2s out too, because really all the O2s do is they help change the fueling for low RPM cruising and stuff like that. Once you go wide open throttle, them things shut off. They don't do anything. And then it goes into the power enrichment table. So he's going to take his off too, because we've been tuning his on open loop without the O2s anyway, speed density. So yeah, we're making progress, and we're going to get her done. Hopefully this fixes things. After we go through here, like lt1swap.com, that's what all this information's on. But we're going through and we're moving all the yellow ones. Now, if you want to, there's some of these yellow ones you might want to keep. For instance, the red 30 fuel enable control. If you hook that into, you got to hook that one in under the dash. If you're doing like a 99 to 02 harness to a 98 harness, some of this stuff you want to keep. Look out right here. That one wires in under the dash. See, like on the 98 harness, it would go, yeah, down here. The C230, which is the blue connector under the dash, it would go to E. But he was messing with this before. I told him to do this before, but he done hot wired the fuel pump directly to the battery with a toggle switch, so he didn't want to hook that back up, so we went ahead and took it out. So we're going to take all these out, and then we're going to come back and take the front O2s out too. And then we're going to trace back every wire from the computer, and we're going to ohm it out and make sure that they all ohm out and none of the wires have a break in them. We'll just put the multimeter right there on ohms. Oh. Right there, the multimeter will just set in on ohms, and we're going to ohm out every single wire.
Excellent.
Alright, we went through it. We ohmed it all out. Christopher works on wiring on big planes. He said we should have load tested all the wires with, a power source, which would have been the good thing to do. But really, we don't have the time or ability to do that. If it still acts up, we'll probably have to take it off, because we've been messing with this for about 5 hours now. It's time consuming messing with these wiring harnesses, but that's everything we took off. But yeah, he's got to go pick up his wife from work, so he's probably going to be late. So we're going to clean all this up. He'll tape it up and wire loom it to.
He'll tape it up, limit for me while I'm at work.
I'm not even going to attempt to do it because you didn't mark the connectors like I told you to.
You don't know what them are?
I do.
I do.
But yeah. But anyway, we'll tape it up and wire loom it and put it back on. And the intake gasket was definitely leaking. So that might have been the whole problem. But either way, we're going to change that too, and hopefully that fixes it. Y'all like and subscribe. Have a great day.